Morning. So for the do now, you're going to go ahead and write in 3 to 5 sentences what you believe are some outlying effects of substance abuse. Marlon, would you like to read our statement of objective for today?
Yeah. I can explain and identify the effect that substance abuse plays on others and on the community as a whole.
Thank you. Okay, so we're going to go over some outlying effects of substance abuse. So, some of the ones on this page: damage to organs, diseases such as heart disease, HIV, and even cancer. Damage to hormonal or nervous systems, loss of jobs, legal troubles, financial troubles, and damage to social networks or relationships. Marlon, could you tell me how any of those effects could play a role in a family?
On drugs.
Perfect, thank you. Camden, tell me how loss of jobs could be an outlying effect.
Probably because you may fail some drug tests.
Perfect. Okay, so some more signs and symptoms of substance abuse. So you could have trouble managing responsibilities at work, at school, or at home. There's an increase in risk-taking in the things that they do. There's an inability to focus. You may see some trembling or sweating. There are constant mood swings and decrease in hygiene, personal hygiene.
That actually, like, people sweating, like, how does that take place?
So say someone has an addiction to a drug, and then they don't have that drug for a certain amount of time, they'll start withdrawals. And so they'll start sweating and trembling.
Thank you.
So some more signs and symptoms. You could see bloodshot eyes, slowed breathing, slurred speech, change in pupil size, change in sleeping habits, and then there's also increased irritability, agitation, or paranoia. Are there any questions?
My question is the paranoia. Like, what drug substance with paranoia?
So say you come across somebody who has been doing crystal meth or crack cocaine. They're going to experience paranoia because their body's not used to having that amount of chemical substances in their body.
Okay, thank you. No more questions.
Okay, so some effects of substance abuse on society. Could you read the first 3 for me, please, Marlon?
Yes. Loss of family, crime, and public welfare.
Camden, will you read the last of them?
Public impairment, environment, child abuse and neglect, poverty, increased amount of cases of domestic violence.
Okay. Are there any questions on these?
Yes, what's public impairment?
So public impairment is when somebody who has a substance abuse addiction, they go into a community and they're afflicting their performances on others, such as to say someone goes to a park and there's children around and say they're high on some drug, it impairs the community because others can see it, and it affects the children because they're able to see it and witness it.
Okay, thank you.
Okay, so next we're going to watch a video. It's about a guy who was able to experience how substance abuse plays a factor in families.
Last year, I went through a torture that every high schooler must endure. Health class. Now, I remember health class very well, and there was real living the life. I was immersed in many activities, especially in STEM and performing arts. I had a mother and father who both worked, and 2 sisters, one older, one younger. I was never really close with my extended family. From going to Disney World to doing chores together. One Saturday morning, but that day wasn't just an ordinary day. My 2 younger cousins were coming to visit. Now, at the time, this struck me as strange.
Okay, what did you guys find interesting from the video?
Well, first, I thought it was pretty interesting that he shared his story with us. But I also thought it was cool he brought up that he didn't think addiction could happen to anyone, because before I watched this video, I would never think that either.
Good.
What I learned is that multiple people can get affected just by one person that does with their substance abuse and stuff like that. It's crazy.
Good. Okay. So now you're going to work with a partner, and you can read it here. You're going to work to identify effects that may come upon a family when a family member has an addiction. Okay. Try to find as many effects as you can. Take notes. You can jot down in bullet point. Okay, do you guys have any questions? Are you guys understanding the assignment?
So far, I think we are.
I have a question.
Mhm.
So we write down like the things that would affect family members, like drugs and so on.
Yeah.
Okay.
Directly to a family.
You get
How?
it now?
Yeah.
Okay.
Okay.
Let's go back.
Okay, so what you're going to do now is you're going to write a narrative essay on how you believe society would be affected if you developed an addiction. So if you personally developed some type of addiction, what do you think would happen to society around you? So also, I'm going to give you a rubric to follow. Make sure you follow the rubric, and then if this isn't completed in class, it'll be due, you'll do it for homework, and it'll be due in the next 2 classes.
Okay.
And so you have 15 minutes to get started. Okay guys, so for homework, make sure you study for the quiz that we talked about tomorrow, and then make sure you finish up that essay. It's due in 2 days, so make sure you get everything finished up.